Hey everybody, what's up? We're back once again. I got Cole with me today. How you doing, Stoner man?
Ah, doing pretty good, pretty good.
That's good. You don't have a single clue why I got you here today, friendo.
Absolutely no context
I've
whatsoever.
I've been grabbing all of my friends, putting them in different parts of time with me. This time, we have gone from 1995 to 2001. But what makes this special from the 6 year period is that the WWF didn't survive the territories. And the territories had their own attitude era, so to say. So we're going to go through and see what the heck happened without the F. All right. So let's just start off here with looking at our promotions. We got All Japan, we got All Japan Women's, we got EMLL, CZW opened up, the AWA Championship Wrestling from Florida, FMW, Glow, Jim Crockett Promotions, Jersey All Pro, Mid South, New Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, Stampede, DUWF, WWC, WCCW. So some changes in this timeline, and we'll kind of just go through here and see like what in the world's going on, where they're at. Any promotions in particular you want to just like jump and look at right off the bat?
Well, considering the time period, I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
Recently rewatched the Von Erich documentary, so I'm curious to see what WCCW is doing.
Okay. Well, the World Class Championship Wrestling, Kurt Angle is at the top. Something very interesting is that Stephanie McMahon, despite the WWF flopping, Vince McMahon's daughter decided to go into the pro wrestling industry as a
Stole her
wrestler.
granddad's money?
She she's wrestling.
She's wrestling.
She's wrestling. I did not set this up. This just happened, okay? She signed a contract with WCCW. She's fighting Judy Martin backstage. She was with SW. I think that's Stampede Wrestling. So, dang, she's faced Luna Vachon, you know, Sally the farmer's daughter. She's been killing it. She has not won a single belt though. So, we're still waiting to see what would be her first title win. In terms of champions, you brought Ivan Koloff, the NWA American Heavyweight Champion, Samoa
Ah,
Joe,
yeah.
Texas Heavyweight. So Art Barr, Don Callis, and Brian Adams, tag team champs. So what a timeline here
The
for
Jackal, Don Callis,
yeah.
teaming up with uh, bombastic Brian Adams.
It's what a great timeline here. So that's just world class championship wrestling. Now, of course, because there's not a big boom, there's that WrestleMania event that sets over the wrestling industry to go national, international, so to say. We're gonna see a lot of smaller regional companies. I don't think we'll see as much like national coverage unless it's New Japan, or not even New Japan really at this time period, but EMLO in particular. Um, they're pretty big, but they're only a cult sized company, you know, and they're kind of one of the bigger ones here. They did have Hogan with them prior, but we can see Hogan's he's no longer with the company actually. Chono's here in EMLO. We got Terry Gordy, Dave Batista, Dos Caras Jr., which is Alberto Del Rio. So some crazy stuff there in EMLL. Any other promotions you want to see? I know some people are eager to see ECW. Danny Dorian's at the top there. So
I guess let's check out ECW. I mean, Danny Doring's at the top. I don't think Danny
yeah,
Doring's been at the top of anything in life, but uh,
I hope he's world champion. No, he's not even world champion. He's a tag team champion with Rico. Stevie Ray's world champion. Mike Fox television
Stevie
champ there.
Ray,
Nice. Yeah, good on them.
nice.
Good on them. Who else looking around here?
Wait, so Danny Doring and Rico Constantino?
Yep. Yep.
What happened to Amish Roadkill?
We can see if there's any wrestlers in particular. He probably got road killed. Literally. Roadkill, right? He,
Yeah.
yeah. He actually, not a single company ever hired him, oddly enough.
What? How could you not hire that
He's been
lovable
in the wrestling
klutz?
industry for 4 years, has not been hired to a single company. So makes you wonder, Steve, this is like at the point where Steve Austin's supposed to be like the biggest thing in the world. Steve Austin is unemployed, He left the AWA. His last match was him and Brian Clark teamed up against Stan Lane and Rey Mysterio Jr. He's held a couple titles. Good on him, but really than that, he's not doing so hot. He's only over in North America. He's not an international name. Someone as big as Hogan also. They still pretty known everywheres. He's declining, it seems, a good bit. Let me look at the wrestling skills there. He left EMLL. Yeah, he has declined rapidly. So, yeah, Hogan is, yeah.
Hogan is aging out of the business. What?
Yeah.
Here's the real
He got a brain injury.
A brain injury.
Oh, yeah, he's on the shelf, and he doesn't even realize it.
So if Hogan's as immobilized as he is, and this is the territories, there's one name in particular that I'm very curious about.
Yeah.
Where's the Nature Boy?
You're right. I don't know. I'll check it 1 second. Let me go through the rest of these companies. IWA got some big names there. AJ Styles, international champion. Monty Brown's killing it. John Cena. Frankie Kazarian.
Cena. He was way better as the prototype, anyways.
Yeah. Jim Crockett Promotions, a big one. Tank Abbott and Paul White. Still got JBL. Well, John Layfield, Bret Hart, some guys like that there. Let's see. Titles, Tank Abbott killing it. So, Mark LaMonaco. Keep looking around here. Mid-South. New Japan. Bass Rutten. Roddy Piper. King Kong Bundy. New Japan, gonna be honest. That Dollops. New Japan kind of sucks a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, listen. I've always wanted to see Boss Rutten, the fighter,
personally no.
Start
start
punching King Kong Bundy.
Oh.
Who's the equivalent of King Hippo from the Punch-Out games. Let's be honest with ourselves there.
This is only fitting that Tito Santana is the new owner of Herb Abrams UWF. RVD is in the main event scene. Mick Foley's up there with Vito. No titles.
Since Foley was part of UWF.
Let's see if there's any big ones here I'm missing. So let's go to the workers here. Yeah, let's just start naming off some people. Ric Flair, pretty big name, is unemployed. His last appearance in wrestling was in 1992, where he worked an angle with Ted DiBiase and teamed up with Ted DiBiase to take on Michael Hayes and Jumbo Tsuruta. Now, Flair here, wrestling skill definitely just absolutely tanked from 1991 here to just boom 96. He just went from an 85 to a 40 and just awful. And stamina's probably going down too. Went from 100 stamina to just tanked it by 60 points. In terms of popularity, he probably was up there too. Well, actually, yeah, that's something to keep in mind. He's not working for any big national companies. Without global exposure, no one ever gets really above a certain point, it feels like too. So that's Flair. He's done
toward the territories.
Yeah, they kind of got stuck. Dwayne Johnson here, he's with the AWA. Good on him. He ran some time as ECW World Heavyweight Champion. Put some respect on his name. So that's what he's up to now. He's working some stuff with Paul Levesque. So
that guy, terrorizing.
Yeah, he what is he doing given that he's got a belt, so that's 2 belts. Given that he's not with Stephanie. He's a free man. He's doing whatever he wants to do, So he's out there killing it. The clique isn't even a thing if you think about it in this timeline.
Yeah.
So
they've never really met. Shawn Michaels has not met his go-to sober driver yet.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
AWA's doing good if they got some of the bigger names I see here, Shawn Michaels and all that. See, Owen Hart, who's someone who wouldn't be around in this time period. He had left AWA, but he's unemployed. Left AWA pretty recently, actually. So,
There's one legendary man that we really have to think about.
who? What are you thinking about?
He was once a part
Chris
of a tag
Benoit.
team called
Oh.
called the Rockers. Marty Jannetty.
Jannetty. Marty Jannetty is not worked a job since 1988.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
Marty.
He's got better wrestling skill than Ric Flair, though. So hey, keep that in mind if you're a booker out there. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anyone really.
He can't have all those, drug stories. They post up nowadays.
And Copeland, unemployed, just left AWA. Trying to think of anyone off the top of my head that I'm like, oh yeah, who's this person? Has Punk entered wrestling yet? I think he just entered wrestling. Yeah, Mid South. So he is a young Punk, has just showed up in Mid South. He's working some matches against Steve McMichael, Larry Zbyszko, faced Orton, or another young one there. Trying to think of some big names in this time period. Big old Kev Nash. He is unemployed. He was working in New Japan for a bit. He hates Mr. T. Absolutely hates Mr. T.
Wow.
Scott Hall, and like I said, another reason that this timeline's weird is that Scott Hall, he got a creepy mustache man. He's not even, he's a hey yo, he's not Razor.
He's not Razor.
He hasn't wrestled a match in 4 years since in FMW, if anything. So he was doing FMW matches. He took probably Foley's spot. What's Foley doing? UWF, yeah, Foley's.
UWF.
Yeah.
How's DDP?
DDP, is he gonna be under Page or DDP? Diamond Dallas Page and Kimberly Page there. She's just there. He has not wrestled since 1993 for a company that died. So
company that died. Wow.
Yeah, he's not doing so great there.
Hey, all he needs in his life is a little bit of yoga,
Just a little bit of yoga. Like I said, Chris Benoit has not done anything, no jobs, nothing. So he's completely he's like, I'm wrestling, but I'm not being hired. So it's like Shelton. Shelton's newer, but
I mean, don't give him the opportunity to do the diving headbutt. I think you're doing a good job.
Where's Nancy at? Oh, she's not even, or she's called a woman, I think, right? Woman. So
yeah, woman. Yeah.
She's not doing anything either. So they're just this timeline's we're changing a lot of things. Let's check out our dead wrestler beach. So
yeah, I'm curious how this is gonna work out.
Who's deceased? Who has sadly kicked the bucket? Status dead. There's nothing really left of Mr. Hiatus right now, but Bruce Pritchard passed away. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Pillman's gone. That was one that had passed away before he normally passed away.
Now that actually is really sad.
Some of the Von Erichs. I don't know if this was normal for them. Bill Dundee.
Wait, which Von Erichs?
This is David Von Erich.
Okay, David Carey Chris.
Oh, 1984. So he already died by the start of this database.
Oh. No, Carey's not gone. Not yet. At least, I think. He died around the 90s.
Of course, that's Scott Hudson. So a couple of people here. Yeah.
An announcer? Yeah. That's tragic.
Yeah, it's very, very tragic. That reminds me, check out some of the other people here. Like, check out Bischoff, Jim Ross. So we'll go Eric Bischoff. Eric Engel just joined. Eric Bischoff not worked a single job. Nowhere's not touching anything. You're not touching anything in wrestling.
Can't touch anything.
Nothing. Jim Ross. Not touching a single thing either. No one, because wow.
You bring those up, and it makes me curious because I want to know about the greatest duo in wrestling history. I want to know what Jim Cornette and Vince Russo are doing. Have they ever touched each other's paths?
Corny has not done things since 1985. and Russo has not touched wrestling at all. That is insane. Some of the people who like the biggest figures of the Attitude Era never touched the era, so to say. They never, gave anything really to it. I guess this time in history was just about kind of staying afloat as a company and getting new names brought into it, but yet there's still so many people that never like got an opportunity, you know what I mean? So let's check out workers. So who's really at the top? In terms of marketability, we got Bass Rutten. I don't even know who he is. I'm gonna be honest.
Bass Rutten was a fighter for majority of his career. Not really a wrestler, somebody that Antonio Inoki brought in.
Okay. King Kong Bundy, Shaquille O'Neal.
O'Neal.
Yeah, Dwayne, Hogan, Vicious, and it kind of just goes down here. Lesnar's holding freaking everyone's belts apparently. Lesnar's just killing it in 2001, holding everyone's belts. So, Entertainment, who's the best? Inoki's great. Kent Walton, Piper, Choshu, Dusty, Flair. So, I mean, they still got heck of good entertainment, even though they're just no longer able to wrestle, especially because that brain damage there for Hogan. So, wrestling skill, Bass Rutten, Butterbean, Mr. Jr., Terry Gordy. So, winners. Everyone loves winners. Robert Gibson. I'm guessing Gibson, he's probably, he's still improving, honestly, because he's unemployed right now, but he hadn't wrestled actually in a couple of years. He hasn't wrestled in 5 years. So, psychology. Mostly some of the old folks, because they're going to be, passing along that knowledge there. Looks, Sable. Yeah, I guess the risque part of the Attitude Era doesn't really occur either too much. I guess they're all still in kind of, what are you ladies at? Glow? Some of you don't even have jobs. You guys aren't doing anything. Star Power, Dwayne at the top. Nice. Intimidation, Andre at the top. Kind of, can't really change those too much. Who's total popularity, though? Mike Tyson at the very tip top. Mr. T. Hogan's still there. So even though some of these people, don't have the WWE exposure, they still managed to make a name for themselves. Some of the people like the celebrities are still there doing their own thing. Arquette never touches wrestling. So, top commentators and referees.
Now that's something to look into.
Vince worked for the UWF actually about 2 years ago.
Oh, he would have hated that.
Oh, I bet Vince loved working for the UWF.
When Herb Abrams was running it, the legend himself.
Got some of our great referees, agents. These are just backstage people and whatnot. Safety. Flair's the safest. Bret Hart. Who's anyone else you want to look at here as we come to a close? These are youngins here who's gonna have a long career ahead of them, like TJP, Mark Briscoe, Natty. Gonna be around for a bit. So
I guess there's one person I'm kind of curious on.
All right, what are you thinking?
Out of everybody in the wrestling world currently, there's a legendary figure we haven't really looked into. He goes by 3 initials usually. There's an R, there's a V somewhere, and there's a D at the end.
Oh, we've already looked at Rob Van Dam.
We already looked at RVD?
Yeah, Rob Van Dam. He's UWF. He's like the face of UWF. I don't think he ever went to ECW. He was just chilling in the NWA. Yeah, he went to everywhere else but ECW. Yep, never touched. Never touched ECW. It was only...
Wait.
So...
Paul E.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a big one there. So, because like some of the guys like Heyman, they were running a company and then they got kicked out of running it. He's with Glow. Good on Paul E. Good on him.
Good old Paul E.
He's only working for Glow, by the way. He went like 13 years, basically, it looks like, without doing anything in the industry. So good on him. Taker is a big one. Probably Mark, good old Mark Calloway. So he's unemployed. He hasn't, EMLL hadn't done it since '97. So, yep. Wrestling. Anyone else?
Glenn Jacobs. I'm curious how that youngster has really grown
Jacobs.
up. Is he
Unemployed.
still the Christmas creature?
AWA.
AWA.
So he's held some belts though. He's held a couple belts. Good on him.
Well, all right. Well.
All right, my party people. Thank you, Cole, for joining me once again. Next time we look at this, we will sim through the Ruthless Aggression era. See what happens there without the WWF. What companies will survive? How will the territories continue? Will anyone rise to fame? What else craziness will occur? When do you think will be a nice point to stop the Ruthless Aggression era? I'm thinking probably like 2009, 2010 maybe.
I'd say go for 2007. That's
and that's still probably late, honestly. No,
it's a little bit early, but for majority of people, it went from like 2002 to like 2006.
Yeah. So we'll see how that fares out. We'll see what the wrestling world looks like, in a couple more years, and we'll return back to you guys there. Anything else you guys want us to Sam, check to see what's going on in the wrestling world, leave it down in the comments below. Thank you, Cole, for joining once again, Friendo Bendo. Till next time, peace out.